Yo, it's your host Cybersonic Stars X655, and today I will be talking about the advanced tech like drift, gravity control, gravity rocket, and gravity burst in Regravitified, and where you can use them effectively. Watch the logo in the top right to see what version I'm focusing on. Be sure to also check the Extreme Gear Labs Discord server for more Riders content. And now let's get into the video. Drift is a mechanic that has been altered from the base game. In the base game, the way you had to drift was to jump, then tilt sideways, midair, and drift. And then you get a small pause, and after the drift concludes, you get a speed boost out of it. Or it will set your speed to 120 if you had not charged your drift correctly. It was only tied to the wheels or one of the robots in the base game. In Regravitified, however, the jump startup and small pause has been removed. The way it works is that you have to lose a certain amount of speed to get it fully charged to receive the speed boost out of it. If you come from a speed above your cruise speed, it means that the drift will charge faster because you lose speed faster as a result. It's also useful for dodging attacks, taking turns, if you want to save on GP, since you can still drift while you can't gravity control with 0 GP. In some cases with gears that have a lot of speed, when you drift off a ledge, whether that be a ramp or a fly ramp, or even just a ledge, you can surf or even gain speed over it. With the exception of this one ramp in Gigan because it's just weird and you'll be forced into an X rank animation, but get no GP. The way you gravity control is you hold it, it slows down your speed and allows you to turn mid-air before propelling yourself in the direction you're facing. This is the main way to turn in the base game for 90-degree turns, latching onto walls while doing a trick, getting to certain top paths or other alternative paths, or generally doing skips. You also can't gravity control while having 0 GP, but even when you have no GP left, it is still possible to destroy gravity dive objects in order for your opponent to not be able to use them to meteor burst from it. The only exceptions to this are ring gears, since they can't gravity control with 0 rings, unless you use a ramp. In Regravitified, it has been improved by making it charge faster and have better turning overall. You can now gravity control into rails, latch on, and gravity control out of rails now. Ring gears like Supersonic and the Crazy skip ramps with just gravity control as well more often because they don't get any GP out of ramps, so it's better for them to skip them in some cases. There are also gear changes that make gravity controlling a lot better and give it more power as well, like the gravity control boost up and yacht gear change that now gets it as a bonus in Regravitified. There's also a gear called Gravity Control Booster that focuses solely on gravity control styled gameplay, or G-Shot, where it has a special effect that gives you GP while destroying objects using gravity control. It is also possible to gravity control into wall run shortcuts without doing a trick, like in Botanical Kingdom, Crimson Crater, Nightstar Rush, Nandy's Boulevard, and Tempest Waterway. This technique has been used as early as in the base game, mostly for skips, but it's pretty useful in RG2, specifically for ramps in particular. You basically gravity control and bonk as quickly as possible with a lot of momentum to carry you forward over large distances. It's an alternative method you can use over gravity burst because it gives you better landing speed, but in exchange for it, it wastes more GP, while gravity burst wastes less GP. But unlike gravity burst, which I will explain later, you can basically use gravity rocket anywhere as long as you have speed and a wall. It can also be used after gravity dive, and in multiplayer you can use it to get some positional advantage as well. Of course, gears that grant better gravity control or top speed will have better results with this technique. Gravity burst exists in the base game, but because of how drifting works and it putting you at such a low speed, it kinda just is irrelevant as a technique in this version. It's a combination of drift and gravity control. You drift off a ledge and keep momentum in the air by tapping the gravity control button. This gives you a short burst of speed, alongside making a significant portion of the ramps in the game easier to skip, such as Meteor Tech Premises' first ramp. Gears that really get the benefit out of this are gears that enhance the gravity control of the gear, or gears with high top speed. We use that to carry them forward with the technique. You can gravity burst out of any ledge, be it a ramp, a fly ramp, or even out of a wall run shortcut. As of right now, you can't gravity burst into rails, yet hopefully later in patches you can. Not all gravity bursts are good because some other ramps give you far more distance than others, making some worthwhile, like in Night Side Rush. In Meteorotech premises, this gravity burst needs a certain angle and positioning to get it right, if not you'll bonk on top half and probably die. In Retonical Kingdom, this gravity burst needs a small delay in order to not hit the death plane, over here. In Night Side Rush, Meteorotech Sparkworks, and Aquatic Capital, it is possible to have a too powerful gravity burst because of stronger gravity control or really high speed. You overshoot or bonk against the wall too early because of that. For Security Corridor Defense, in order to gravity burst through it, you need power since it's a power object. So Fly and Speed needs ideally gravity control or wait for the other player to go through it first to gravity burst into it. The final thing about Gravity Burst and Gravity Rocket is that because both of these techniques skip ramps, not only do you pay some GP to actually use those techniques, you also lose out on a significant amount of GP because you skip the ramp. It also still is possible to Gravity Burst with 0 GP. The only downside to that is you will land with less speed. There are also a few exceptions. It is possible to Gravity Burst into wall run shortcuts as well, like Crimson Crater, Night Side Rush, and 90s Boulevard and Security Corridor. This is the end of the video. Those were all the advanced movement techniques for Sonic Riders Regravitified. Gravity control and drifting are mostly used for taking corners, while their advanced applications like Gravity Rocket and Gravity Burst are primarily used to skip ramps. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the Extreme Gear Labs Discord and Twitter account. If you want to play Regravitified or Sonic Riders DX with the people of the community and enter tournaments, all links will be in the description below. And also special thanks to the people that helped me working on this video. And with that, see you next time.